Get my finger out of the way. All right, welcome back to Nemours Stadium here at Lake Nona High School, where the Mustangs are wrapping up the 2018 football season, and they are doing it in dominant fashion so far, Neil, with a 21-0 lead at halftime. My name is Mark Varsity, the voice of the Mustangs. I'm here with Neil Fisher of the Pocket Chief. We have so far enjoyed mostly good weather, a little bit of sprinkling action, but not a lot of inclement weather to delay this game, which was good news. We thought we might see that today. And Neil, in spite of having to take on a little bit different offensive style than what the Mustang defense is used to seeing, they have been mostly successful so far.
Yeah, they came out, and one thing we've seen for most of this season, and in particular, I'd say the last 3 games or so, Wekiva's been ready to play. They got the ball, of course, on the open kickoff. Terrence Moore turned it all the way back to the Lake Nona 16, about a 70-yard return, and they were in business. Now, they did make a couple of mistakes there during the second half of the second quarter, the last 8 minutes or so, but they're still up 21-0. That start certainly had more value and outweighed the mistakes they made. Again, the Moore return on the opening kickoff set Wekiva up in business at Lake Nona 16. 3 minutes later, Spring Richardson made it in from 7 yards, a 6-yard run, 3-yard run, and a 7-yard run. Again, nothing fancy, straight up the middle, traps between the tackles. Wekiva just physically manhandled the defensive line of Lake Nona. They then, Lake Nona did get a first down on their second possession, but that was it. And then Wekiva drove the ball 70 yards. Nice mix there of rushing and passing. Actually, the rushing was about 2-to-1. But again, just like we saw last week against Pata, they called the pass at the right time. The big play was the 29-yard pass completion from Larry Preston to Malik Talbert. Put him down at the Lake Nona 15, and then, of course, the third touchdown was a 65-yard touchdown pass from Preston to Terrence Moore. And again, nothing fancy with that play. It was actually just a slant going aside, going out to the sideline, and nicely placed by by Preston, led Moore into the pass, and Moore did the rest, just using his speed.
Yeah, and so now, if you'll forgive me for looking up my notes here, this is now Dr. Phillips, Evans, University of Apopka, Lake Nona. This is the 5th consecutive week that the Mustang defense has not given up a touchdown. We had Evans had that 6-point score,
That
but
was a special team.
that was a special teams play. So now we are on our 5th consecutive week. If the Mustangs can hold out for the second half here with 0 points allowed by the Mustang defense, you gotta like that headed into the postseason.
Yeah, and again, as we said at the beginning of the game, this is a unique offense. They're very pass happy. They throw the ball about 80% of the time. Now, I think it's been more like about 60 or 65 as far as the passing, not throwing it quite as much as we expected, but nonetheless, this is an offense that's put up about 35 points a game, and they throw the ball about 42 times. They've only been able to complete 8 of 17 passes and only 27 yards. 8 of 17 can really do some damage if you're efficient and you get the yardage, but again, they've been held to 27 yards, so they're averaging about 3.5 yards of completion and then 26 yards on the ground. The total yardage is it's 185 to 53, so a 3.5 to 1 ratio. Again, going back to Wekiva's offense, the rushings look very well. It's basically been their mainstay, their meal ticket, but passing is only 3 of 8. However, 113 yards on those 3 completions. So.
Yeah, when Preston is hitting, he's hitting long, and so he's doing very well with that. And so now the Mustangs, if this result holds, then they are guaranteed a district championship no matter what happens in the rest of the county tonight. Even if Wekiva were to lose this game, they would still need Apopka, Ocoee, and Boone all to win tonight in order to take that away from them. So at this point, the Mustangs are in pretty comfortable position for the regular season and looking forward to perhaps a #1 berth going into next week. week, and if they do achieve that, as it seems that they will, then that means that Wekiva would be guaranteed home games as long as they keep winning for at least the first 3 rounds of the playoffs.
Yeah, because they would be the #1 seed, and of course, your 4th round is the state semifinals or the state Final Four. I would like to point out, of course, the one loss was to West Orange. Wekiva led for 3.5 quarters, well, pretty much the whole game, but they had a 15-point lead at halftime, even into the 3rd quarter. Based on what we've seen since that game, I believe that was 4 games ago, I think Wekiva has certainly learned their lessons about not keeping their focus, keeping that mental edge.
Yeah, I mean, I know I'm not the first person to say that sometimes you learn more from a loss than from a win. In fact, most of the time. And it would seem that, if anything, because I really don't think Wekiva was not going to get ahead of Vero Beach in the point standings for Region 2, whether they won or lost that game. So in a certain way, that loss was actually more valuable than the Mustangs than an undefeated season. So if that is the price of that lesson, then I think it is a very acceptable price if you were to ask Coach